All right, welcome back, you zombie mother lovers. WiseAss here with another episode of Alpha 20 playthrough and Horde Night testing. This series, I think, is going to be a little bit different than the base tests that we've been doing. I had some comments about people when I was using the pipe bombs that they could be possibly damaging the structure. So I think what I'm going to do is kind of deviate a little bit from the base builds and tests and do some material testing for you guys. So what I've done is I went ahead and set up a environment here where we've got different types of materials based on like what you could craft. So I've got the regular frames, which is these first ones. So I'll be going right to left because that's just how I did it. These are, you know what? No, I'm not. I'm doing it backwards. Sorry. Left to right. These are the frames, the standard frames that you can build. The new frame, not as opposed to the old, empty frame that there used to be. There is cobblestone, which is that one there. This is cloth, and then I've got steel, concrete. This is corrugated metal, brick, and then wood. And what I did is it's basically a solid base, 3x3, and then walls. I'm going to drop a pipe bomb in there, and we will go ahead and check and see how these things fare, if at all, against the different types of explosive damage. So, like if I want to look at these right now, I don't show that they're able to be repaired because there's no damage taken. So if I were to say put a wood cube down, and let's do stone axe. So there's no damage to this cube. Now you can see it's 479 out of 500. So what I can do is I'm going to basically drop a single pipe bomb into the hole. We'll let it explode and see if it does damage, and if so, how much damage to the uh, structure it'll do. So I think I will start with the weakest first. Um, since this is the first tier of stuff you can basically build, I will put it. Let me do something here. Okay, right click. I had to make sure I got the right one set. Um, let's go ahead and try this and see what happens. Yeah, so they are taking damage, and it looks like the entire blast radius, and it may be like a 9, is it 3 by 3? So yeah, the whole cube took damage, it would seem. Let's check on the inside. Yep. And I mean, it's a couple points of damage. It's not a lot, but over time, obviously, if this is what you've built and you're throwing pipe bombs to defend a base, this could cause some problems. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to jump around a little bit here. Now we've got the cloth. Same thing. Ah, so yeah, clearly the little pig that built his house out of cloth is not going to really withstand much. I'm going to go down here and I want to test the wood. So it does seem that you guys were right. Obviously, the uh, pipe bombs do damage the structure. I don't recall that they did. Maybe it wasn't as drastic. Maybe they changed something in Alpha 20. But I do know a lot of people tend to use them for defense, especially when you build things like horde bases. Obviously, the TNT does a lot more structure damage. But I think what we'll do is we'll start with the pipe bombs. Next video, I'll go up to like TNT. We could try Molotovs, rockets, and see what happens. So Let's try the wood. And it's about the same damage as the frame. The only thing I notice is that the wood obviously has more overall hit points. And I have a feeling that's going to be kind of a common theme here. We'll see that the bomb itself does, like in this case, 4 to 5 points of damage. But then depending on the overall hit points, it could be less. Obviously, 4 points of damage, 5 points of damage on a frame with only 100 hit points is more significant than the same 5 points of damage on the wood, which has 500 hit points, and as we go up through the structure. So I think we're going to see a common theme here, but let's just test this out real quick. Yeah, see, same thing. Same 5 damage, but this is 1500. Let's see against the corrugated metal. 1000, yep. Just check the brick. 1200, yep. Go away, you. Let's try the concrete. Yep. So it seems to be that regardless of the structure and the material, it's still doing the same amount of damage. Now, oddly enough, the steel does seem to be less. See, this is 2 points, 998 out of 10,000 versus 949.96. So it's about 4 to 5 points, 3 here. So the concrete and the steel, 4 points, 3 points, 5 points. Yeah. So the concrete and the steel obviously seem to be a little bit better blast resilience. Brick, pretty 5 points. Yeah, 4 points. Concrete and steel seem to be about 3 to 4. This is just 3 overall, 2 to 3. So clearly the steel is obviously the most blast resistant, with the next being the concrete. And that makes sense because in the line of progression of upgrade, steel's the highest, previous is concrete, and then it goes down from there to the cobblestone. Yeah. And then I believe, the corrugated, I'd have to look and see. Maybe brick, I think it is. I don't have to check, but clearly the steel and the concrete are going to be the best. So, I mean, I hope that gives you some idea of what this does and what the damage does. So you guys were right. The pipe bombs do damage. So when I was in my base here, throwing pipe bombs down to destroy the zombies as the horde came in, clearly it will do damage to the structure. Now, compared to what a zombie does, it's negligible. Obviously, over time, multiple pipe bombs are going to cause more damage. So we should see probably another 4 to 5 damage taken off. Yep, makes sense. But I think, in the grand scheme of things, if you're defending a horde base and the idea is you want to mitigate the ability for the zombies to get to you, if you can build a concrete structure and you've got pipe bombs to defend yourself, the damage impact is negligible. Obviously, because if you have concrete mix, at some point, after the Horde Night, after you've done your damage, you could just simply upgrade it and maintain your base structure. And overall, I think this is, a typical tactic a lot of people have. Because obviously, if you're building a horde base, it's going to be the place where you are trying to survive, surviving everything basically. Yeah, see, so now it's all upgraded. So I, I think, if you're going that route, building the concrete is obviously easily obtainable, even in early stages, because, uh, you know, you can get concrete from various sources and loot. You can actually buy it from the traders. Sometimes they have it. And I think eventually you can unlock the mixer or purchase one. I think you even get it as a quest reward, tier 2, tier 3 maybe. Um, so you could probably have concrete pretty early on in the game and defend a base. Or obviously, if you're one of the people who likes to claim a POI, a previously built building, something like that, obviously you're going to want to make sure it's some sort of concrete, obviously steel, maybe a brick, cobblestone. They are obviously most resilient. Um, and then you can upgrade it from there. So, depending on your play style is going to depend on how you end up at that result for that material. So, I think it's clearly concrete and the steel upgrade are going to be the uh, best, but depending on the resources, early stage clearly the wood is going to be like the first base you build. Most people it seems to be. I think everybody plays this way. The game this way is basically your first Horde Night, so day 7, day 14, maybe up to day 21 you're taking over an existing POI, only because you haven't leveled enough to really build something out that's sustainable, as well as if you spend most of your time gathering resources, trees, stuff like that to build, you're not leveling up. So it's kind of a trade off. Do I play the game, run through quests, level up, find a place to level up, possibly move towns as you go through different tiered quests, you're changing traders, you're opening new trade routes, you're moving to different cities and different areas of the map, different biomes. Wherever you decide to build your horde base, you're already probably later stage of the game. So you're more than likely going to already be at the ability to do concrete and maybe forge steel. Obviously, upgrading the steel, I think the last time I looked at it, if I do forged steel, so that takes down there in the bottom right 10 forged steel to upgrade 1 brick. So building a massive base that's fortified like this is obviously going to be costly in terms of steel. Concrete's a lot easier to come by. Forged steel's harder to make because you have to build up your skills and your level to get to that and unlock it, or purchase it and find it. So it concrete I think is probably easiest attainable of the high tier materials, and it does seem to be as most resilient as the steel. Um, but time will tell. Obviously, the way you play the game and the way you're building out your skill set, using your points to level up. You could potentially achieve the ability to reach steel early on, earlier, but depending on your playstyle and how you build out your character. So I think what we'll do, this is a pretty good test for the pipe bomb. I am going to go ahead and end this video here early. It's a real short one, should be pretty quick for you guys. Uh, Next video, I will basically do the same build out of the materials. Try it with TNT, we can try it with Molotovs, rockets, whatnot, the different types of explosives. And we'll see, material tests. So again, if you guys are new here, appreciate you coming by, watching the video, giving me support, and welcome to the channel. If you're an existing viewer, appreciate you coming back, showing your love, showing your support, and hope you guys can stick around for a long time. I hope you guys learned something. Got any comments or questions? Something you want me to try? Put them down below in the comments section. And if you're coming from a Reddit post, go ahead and comment there. I'll check that as well. So I will see you guys in the next one. Take care, everybody. Thanks again.